Y'all hear something? They don't want that free blues. What up, gang? This is Free Blues Boxing. Back at it with another episode. Hit the subscribe and the like button for unlimited content, knowledge, and experience. You know what it is. We back, baby. Oh, man. What a spooky Halloween weekend. As fans, I know it was a treat for us. Now the current four-time world champion, Gervonta Tank Davis, stops Leo Santa Cruz in the 6th round of a unification bout, pay-per-view on Showtime. Man, was it a treat. I mean, it's no surprise. 3 videos ago, I called it out. Again, Tank Davis was too much for Leo Santa Cruz. Too powerful, too skillful, you name it. If we just keep it in 100, Leo's staff needs to be fired because of this. This was a huge statement. And as I projected, round 6 was when it was going to be ended. I mean, if you see the all-access clips, Leo Santa Cruz's dad and his brother were like, wow, he's powerful. They were looking at the fight when Tank fought Gamboa. Leo's dad suggested that you have to box him, you have to use his feet to beat Gervonta Tank Davis. And we saw that, you know what I mean? Leo's a boxer, he was looking decent, but towards the end of the fight, he was simply being broken down. Don't get it twisted. This video is not to be condescending towards Leo Santa Cruz. I have the utmost respect for Leo. He was one of the main guys who called out Tank Davis for almost a year now and actually made the fight happen. The same super featherweight belt that Tank Davis lost on the scale a couple years back, that was the belt Leo Santa Cruz was able to get at 130. A couple things I found interesting before the fight with Tank. Backstage, Floyd was giving Tank tips in the locker room of what to do when he gets into the ring. It was all smiles. These guys knew they were going to get the job done. Tank Davis walks out with Lil Uzi Vert into the ring. I thought that was cool. What caught my attention immediately was Tank's apparel. Tank is literally wearing the Mexican flag colors on his robe, on his sombrero, and on his shorts. Now, we all know Floyd is Tank's promoter and his mentor. This is easily a trick out the book that Tank had learned from Floyd growing up and watching him. Floyd used to love doing this. This is highly significant because it puts the opposition on notice and it also adds more pressure into the fight. Tank was instantly getting booed out the gate. It's common sense. If you come out in your boxing match wearing your opponent's flag colors, you're coming to open up a can of you-know-what. It leaves all the fans more anxious and anticipate the fight even more. I've been watching Tank for a few years now. This is the most serious and most angry I've seen him look in all of his fights. And it's now the perfect time in his pay-per-view debut against Leo. Leo's ring walk was powerful too. He was able to come out with his dad. They are just so resilient. Fast forward into the fight, rounds 1, 2, and 3 were pretty competitive. It was back and forth action. Both fighters were exchanging punches real early. As a matter of fact, Leo came out looking quick and his output was on point as well. Now, the difference in this fight was Tank's countering. Also, Tank was able to establish his power early on Leo. In Leo's style, he likes to fight with a high guard, with his hands up, leaving his midsection and body open for those shots. Therefore, Tank was able to capitalize and really invest into the body early. Now, some might make an argument that Tank was dropped in the first round. If you look closely, it was just a slip. If you know boxing, orthodox and southpaw fighters tend to get tangled up a lot. Leo loves to step in and throw his jabs and 1-2s. That's how his left foot accidentally got behind Gervonta Tank Davis' foot and accidentally tripped him. Literally in the sequence, in the slow-mo, you could see that no punches were landed by Leo. The crowd was just trying to hype up the fight and make it seem like Leo just dropped the boogeyman. Going to the second round, I'm not sure what Leo's brother told him, but Leo immediately came out and threw like 2 mean overhand rights at Tank. They're probably his most vicious punches of the night. Defensively, this was Tank's best round by far. I noticed this round, Tank slipped like 5 to 10, I'll probably say at least 10 of Leo's straight right hands. Tank was really elusive defensively and on the ropes this round. In my opinion, Tank was still edging out the rounds, but Leo was definitely putting up a good fight. Now, I could tell it wasn't really hurting Tank. Tank also has a really good chin, but he was able to occasionally land that right hand. And a couple body shots, too. I was like, man, Leo is literally hanging in there with Tank. I mean, the first 3 rounds was action-packed. You would have probably thought it was going to go the distance. But what stood out just a little bit more to me was Tank's counter left hands. Either was a left uppercut or a left to the body or a left hook. Now, I know Leo put hours and hours of training into the gym and preparation of Tank's power and his left hand and his left uppercut, but it was just nothing he could do. Not only does Tank have dynamite in his hand, but he has a high boxing IQ, and he will beat you to the punch. Leo's biggest mistake was trying to make it an interesting fight and trying to bring the fight to Tank, and that's where his downfall was. He should have stuck to what he talked about and boxed Tank from the outside. But no, Leo wanted an inside fight with the hardest hitting puncher on the planet. If I was Leo's coach, I would have told him to get on your toes, use the 1-2, stick and move. When you fight other great fighters, you have to make adjustments. You can't fight the same way you fought when you won your other belts. Now, round 4 was a shift. I started to notice Leo was slowing down. Tank started to purposely stand in the middle of the ring and take Leo's punches. It's safe to say that the body shots that Tank had invested early started to catch up with Leo. The scary part was Tank was not fazed by Leo's punches, and Tank showed no sign of slowing down. Tank started to land more devastating body shots, and Leo was starting to get caught more. I was very concerned. Leo's body language was not looking too good. Leo was simply getting outboxed at this point. I mean, there was one shot where Tank landed a beautiful right hook right around the guard of Leo's. It's a psychological game that Tank plays when he eats your punches. It takes away Leo's confidence when you're getting outboxed. He's literally standing in the ring. Matter of fact, he's walking him down at this point, going into round 5. And, you know, at this point, there's nothing Leo could do. Tank smells blood. It was only a matter of time. Going in the 6th round, Tank made that statement. He continued to walk down Leo until Leo was eventually against the ropes. Sometimes you forget, because Tank likes to play around in the ring and make it look like, you know, he's kind of just tired or he's just playing defense. But really, he was just super calculated and just waiting on the right moment. It got to the point in the 6th round where Tank was literally just tired of boxing and was just waiting for the opening. Tank must have landed the most devastating, the most vicious uppercut I've probably ever seen. It was so textbook. It was just so quick. In my opinion, Ryan Garcia has the deadliest check hook. Tank by far has the deadliest counter uppercut I've probably ever seen. And I can't wait till they fight, by the way. I mean, besides the Devin Haney fight, where he knocked out Antonio Moran, I believe his name is, this is the most devastating knockout of the year. It's definitely got my vote. I mean, they don't call him a mini Mike Tyson for no reason. He fights at featherweight, but easily has welterweight to super welterweight type power. I mean, this knockout was nasty. You see Leo's head snap in a weird, awkward way, and then the sweat just pops out from his head. Then he just folds to the ground like a rag doll. It was embarrassing, but luckily Leo turned out to be okay. Tank Davis has officially put the featherweight and lightweight division on notice with this knockout. The lightweight division is literally on fire right now. Now, I'm trying to figure out who's going to come on top between Teofimo Lopez, Tank Davis, Devin Haney, and then you got up-and-coming Ryan Garcia. So it's going to get real interesting. Immediately after the knockout, Tank hops on the ropes and just celebrates his win. I know he was super happy. Mind you, there's like 5 guys around Leo. He's still slumped out getting evaluated from the knockout. Tank eventually jumps down and gives Floyd a hug through the ropes. It was great to see. They've put in so much work, it's safe to say that it's paid off. Based off this performance, I think that Tank can fight all the way from featherweight all the way up to welterweight and give anybody problems. Well, one of the things I liked the most, Tank was still very respectful after the fight. Basically, he paid homage to Leo and his dad. He said Leo's dad is the true champion, and I agree. I mean, the man suffered from cancer and the coronavirus, and he was still able to come to the fight. You gotta love the sport, and it's just bigger than boxing. Tank Davis is now a unified champion, holds both the WBA belt at 130 and 135, and is now one of the main pay-per-view attractions. I'm excited to hear what were his debut numbers for this pay-per-view belt. Tank had a 14-week training camp for this fight for Leo, and it was out there in Vegas with Floyd, so he was able to get that hands-on experience and really just get locked down and get focused. Congrats to Tank, 4-time world champ. That's it today, gang. Please put in the comments what you would like to see. This is Free Blues Boxing, coming to you with unlimited boxing wisdom, knowledge, and experience. Hit the subscribe and the like button. Until next time, peace out.